Poverty is not a life sentence. It's a choice you make every single day. Those words should hit you like a bucket of ice water to the face. A harsh wake-up call that shatters the lie that so many impoverished people tell themselves that they are simply victims of circumstance, trapped by their lot in life with no way out. That's a crock of bull, my friends. An excuse to stay stuck in the mud rather than fight claw your way up and out into prosperity and abundance. No matter your current situation, no matter how dire your financial straits, you have the power to change your reality. You do not have to stay poor. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Easy for you to say, Mr. Motivational Speaker living large off speaking fees. You're not the one struggling to put food on the table or decide between paying rent or keeping the lights on. You're absolutely right. I do not know the daily grind of poverty firsthand. I can't pretend to understand the weight of those struggles. But you know what I do understand? The power of the human mind to reshape reality through sheer force of will, discipline, and perseverance. I come from humble beginnings too. My parents were hardworking but poor. There were days, weeks, months even where we had to scrimp and sacrifice to make ends meet. We wore hand-bound clothes. We rarely took vacations. We went without the latest toys and gadgets that all the other kids had. But my parents never let us use our underprivileged status as an excuse. They instilled in me and my siblings the belief that no matter how little we had materially, our minds were a powerful force that could propel us to whatever future we wanted, as long as we harnessed them with laser-like focus and unrelenting effort. The first step out of the poverty trap is realizing that your circumstances are not your destiny. That's just the starting point you were handed, and not the destination you are stuck with. As long as you have a working mind, you have the power to reshape your life through the thoughts you choose to plant and nurture. Think about a small seedling pushing its way up through the concrete cracks of a city sidewalk. That tiny sprout had everything stacked against it. Zero fertile soil, little air and water. The entire weight of that solid concrete bearing down on it from above. Through sheer perseverance and a biological hardwiring to reach towards the light, that seedling found a way to crack through its imposing prison and reach the sun. You have that same life force pulsing within you, more powerful than any concrete barrier that poverty can. When you realize you have the innate ability to chart your own path and create your own circumstances through the vision you cultivate for yourself, you will stop viewing poverty as a brick wall and start seeing it as just a series of hurdles to leap over. The second key is examining and swapping out your poverty mindset for an abundance mentality. Just like that seedling naturally striving towards sunlight and air, your default mental operating system comes pre-programmed for growth and success. It's the doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs about poverty that get layered on top that corrupt the system. How many people do you know who are essentially rich, but stay perpetually poor because of their scarcity mentality? The belief that there will never be enough, the fear of taking any risks to improve their situation, and a crabs in a bucket mentality where they habitually drag others down out of their own insecurities. If you want to flee poverty, you have to identify those deep-rooted fears and self-sabotaging beliefs and swap them out with empowering abundance thoughts. That will literally begin reshaping your physical reality. Start telling yourself, there is more than enough in this world for me to claim my slice of prosperity. Start believing that you have the power and abilities to improve your circumstances. Start viewing life not as a zero-sum game of scarcity, but as a fertile field of opportunity just waiting for your skills and talents to start cultivating it. Let me illustrate the power of belief with a quick story. A pal of mine, let's call him James, grew up in a veritable shack, holes in the roof, no insulation. Running water was a luxury. His parents worked multiple jobs but could not seem to climb out of abject poverty. Despite their harsh circumstances, they always stressed the importance of believing in himself and his ability to create a better life. James took that lesson to heart and immersed himself in personal development books, feeding his mind with a constant stream of empowering beliefs around potential, hard work, and never accepting your starting point as your final destination. Those new beliefs propelled him to get decent grades, earn a scholarship, and set out from his small town to conquer bigger ambitions. Today, James is a multimillionaire owning his own tremendously successful company. He credits that initial belief planted as a seed during his impoverished childhood and consistently nurtured over the years as the catalyst for everything that followed. Belief precedes results. That's not just a cliche. It's an ironclad universal law. Next up, you need a clear, compelling vision of the prosperous life you want to create for yourself. Not just vague daydreams of riches, but a crystal clear vision you can practically taste and feel on a visceral level. With that vision firmly rooted, you then break it down into an actionable plan of small, manageable goals that you can start checking off one by one. The great Renaissance artist Michelangelo was once asked how he crafted his masterpiece sculptures like David. His reply, "I simply chisel away every piece of rock that doesn't look like David." In other words, Michelangelo started with a clear vision in his mind's eye, then brought it into physical form through a focused process of consistent daily action. Your prosperity vision is the same. Get that crystal clear outcome solidified as your target, then use incremental goals and daily productive habits as the chiseling process that strips away everything. That does not look like the prosperous life you crave. The first dollar you earn from that side hustle is more than just a dollar. It's physical evidence that starts solidifying your belief in your ability to manifest prosperity for yourself. Each goal achieved, each small win along the path, so there solidifies that mindset until your momentum becomes a self-perpetuating cycle of abundance and success. Do not get me wrong. The path from poverty to prosperity is not an easy stroll. There will be setbacks, hardships, times when the grind feels relentless and the doubts creep back in. That's exactly why the belief. Vision and mindset work is so crucial at the start and all along the journey. Those are the anchors that will keep you centered and moving ever forward when the winds of life's struggles kick up. Imagine you're a sailor out on the open seas, navigating across a vast unknown ocean in pursuit of a distant island paradise, where the treasures of prosperity await. The island is that clear, compelling vision you have set for yourself, a beacon on the horizon pulling you ever forward. Your belief is the anchor that keeps you grounded and on course when the raging storms of setbacks and doubts try to knock you off kilter. As the squalls hit, you're going to get battered and bruised. You will be tempted to turn back and abandon the journey entirely. But as long as your anchor holds steady and your beacon stays in view, you will weather any storm, then take stock, make any needed course corrections, and carry on full steam ahead once the seas are calm. That storm metaphor is far more than just an anecdote. It embodies the harsh realities you will face as a wealth and mindset warrior on your path out of poverty. There will be times when your progress feels virtually non-existent, when your ship feels like it's taking on water and all your efforts seem futile. Those are the make-or-break crucible moments where your foundational belief carries you through. Teddy Roosevelt embodied that warrior spirit in his famous Man in the Arena speech, where he praised the person who spends himself in a worthy cause and bears the blows of chance, while still striving valiantly forward over the cold and timid souls on the sidelines who know neither victory nor defeat. Do not underestimate the daily grind required to escape the gravitational pull of poverty. In many ways, it is the ultimate human struggle and test of character. It takes both intense mental toughness and laser-focused consistency of disciplined habits to overcome all the psychological and circumstantial forces working against your success. During those brutal stretches when you want to quit, when it feels like the whole world is conspiring to keep you shackled in lack and scarcity, remember the wisdom of Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Break your big vision down into achievable one foot in front of the other strides. Then stack each of those disciplined daily steps higher and higher towards your ultimate prosperous destination. It also helps immensely to surround yourself with like-minded people who share your vision of prosperity and new abundance mindset. Find a tribe who gets your goals and will encourage and support you along the way. At the same time, be very selective about who you allow to speak into your life. Many well-meaning people trapped in a poverty mindset will often project their own fears and limiting beliefs onto you out of insecurity. Choose to insulate yourself from crabs in a bucket behavior that wants to drag you back down to their level. Instead, saturate your mind with a constant stream of empowering beliefs, visions, and success philosophies from people who've walked your path before. Read their autobiographies, listen to their teachings, and model their principles for escaping scarcity and reclaiming your birthright of abundance. Let their hard-won wisdom and life lessons drastically shrink your learning curve so you can ascend to prosperity in decades rather than lifetimes. And absolutely, never forget to intentionally savor and celebrate even the smallest wins and progress markers along your journey. That first dollar of income is cause for huge celebration because it validates your belief that you are not condemned to poverty forever. That first paid debt or bill, that new promotion, each minor financial goal hit. Do not just tick them off the list and plow ahead. Let those victories wash over you and etch into your bones the certainty that you are truly on the right path. As those wins accumulate, they will feed your hungry confidence and compound your momentum exponentially. Your vision will crystallize from mere imagination into confirmed reality unfolding right before your eyes. Your belief will harden like carbon being crushed into an unstoppable diamond by the immense pressure and heat of your struggles. Each former weakness like fear or scarcity, thinking will get fortified into an unbreakable strength, keeping you laser focused. You will realize that your formerly impoverished starting point was actually the greatest gift in disguise, the adversity that bestowed upon you the perseverance, resilience, and sustained hunger to go further, dream bigger, and achieve more spectacular heights. Your poverty mindset, if you embrace it fully, becomes the catalyst for you to soar to prosperity. So to recalc, the gateway to prosperity starts with belief in yourself, in your vision, in the fact that you were not put on this earth to stay shackled in lack and limitation. Those empowering thoughts become the seeds you nurture into an unshakable abundance mindset. From there, you crystallize a bold vision for the prosperous life you want to grow and create tangible goals as the stepping stones to get there. Then it's time to get into that arena like Roosevelt urged us to do. Prepare for the daily grind of incremental progress punctuated by setbacks and storm squalls that will try to knock you off course. Let the vision be your compass, your belief your anchor to stay grounded, and the inevitable blows of struggle the fire that forges you into an unstoppable force of nature. Stay hyper-focused on those disciplined daily habits, consistently chopping away everything around you that is not aligned with your ultimate prosperity. Cultivate a supportive tribe while diligently weeding out those trying to sabotage you with limiting beliefs and crabs in a bucket behaviors. Let the wisdom and philosophies of those who have traveled this road before light your path and accelerate your progress. Above all, embrace the journey itself as the greatest victory. Nope, it will not be easy, and yes, you may get battered at times to the point of wanting to throw in the towel. But what awaits you at the summit of prosperity will make every ounce of blood, sweat, and tears you poured into the climb feel immensely worth it. And once you have earned your first sweet taste of success, you will realize there is no final summit, just higher and higher plateaus of ever-expanding growth, wealth, and impact to pursue next. Having conquered poverty and self-limiting beliefs, you will have truly mastered yourself and reality itself. No external force can deny you any achievement you set your mind to from that empowered state. Take it from someone who started from almost nothing. Poverty is not a concrete wall locking you in for life. It's a mindset and choice, one that you get to make anew each and every single day. The path of perseverance and perspiration may feel arduous, but it's the only one that leads out of that spiritual and financial prison for good. Believe in yourself and your ability to rewrite your circumstances through the sheer force of your disciplined efforts and mindset. Plant those seeds now of focused, purposeful striving towards prosperity. Nurture them daily by showing up and putting in that hustle, no matter how tiny the visible progress may seem at first. Eventually, those compound efforts will crack through any barrier poverty has erected, enabling you to blossom into the life of unbounded abundance that was yours to claim all along. You do not have to stay poor. Let that knowledge both inspire and light a fire under you to break free of any mental and circumstantial chains holding you back. Nobody can give you prosperity. It's yours to create and seize for yourself through your vision, mindset, daily actions, and sheer perseverance. The choice rests with you. Wilt under the weight of limiting beliefs and stay trapped, or flourish by striving relentlessly towards the limitless abundance. That's yours for the taking. Take that first seed of belief in yourself and plant it today. Then watch in awe as your prosperous future blooms before your eyes. While the path to prosperity requires immense perseverance, it is well within your grasp if you apply the right mindset and strategies. One key is to constantly expand your thinking around what's possible for you to achieve. Too often, those stuck in a poverty mindset suffer from what Dr. David J. Schwartz called a lack of a self-concept. They've unconsciously placed artificial limits on their own potential based on their current circumstances or deeply ingrained beliefs about lack and scarcity. The brilliant inventor Buckminster Fuller had a great analogy about this. He said it was like the crew of a tiny coastal fishing boat setting out across a vast open ocean, completely unaware of the incredible size and power of their ship. They timidly kept hugging the shoreline, never venturing out into the open waters that could have allowed their mighty vessel to achieve its full capability. Does this ring true for you? Have you been so focused on eking out an existence amid lack and limitation that you have failed to realize the incredible wealth-generating capacities lying dormant within you? It's time to finally explore the full depths of your human potential as the infinitely powerful vessel that you are. Start by letting go of any disempowering narratives you have absorbed about your worth, capabilities, or what you deserve in life. Poverty teachings often come wrapped in spiritual-sounding platitudes about embracing suffering or staying humble and meek. But true humility doesn't mean crippling yourself. It's about seeing the immense power and divine talents you have been blessed with, then diligently cultivating and sharing those gifts to elevate others. The universe is endlessly abundant by its very nature, governed by giving and re-giving on huge scales. Just look at how prodigiously a single tiny seed can multiply itself, generating thousands of new seeds in each successive generation. That same codes of limitless exponential expansion are wired into your own DNA at a subatomic level. Lack and scarcity only exist due to self-imposed barriers on your mindset and actions. Once you open yourself up to conceiving bigger for your life's mission and potential impact, your goals and ambitions will start expanding rapidly too. You will realize that aiming for millions is actually setting your bar far too low compared to the incredible wealth, attracting powers you were born with as a divine co-creator on this earth. Instead of just picturing a more comfortable middle-class existence, allow your vision to soar towards becoming a multimillionaire, a billionaire, someone whose name will be remembered for blazing new trails and elevating humanity as a whole. You may encounter resistance at first when you level up your prosperous thinking to such stratospheric heights. Your brain's neural pathways around luck may put up a fight against these new expanded ambitions. But stick with it and keep stretching that self-concept muscle. The more you reinforce these elevated visions through discipline, thought rituals like visualization and incantations, the more you will start believing in these new higher potentials for yourself. Your self-imposed limitations will shatter like glass ceilings, being blown apart by sheer force of will and refusal to let them contain you. This process of mastery over your self-concept is like resistance training at the gym. You start by lifting weights that feel challenging yet achievable, then keep gradually adding more and more plates to push through your previous limits. Then one day, you look back and laugh that you ever thought lifting a certain weight was impossible, as you're now moving double or triple that amount of resistance with ease. Apply the same principle to expanding your wealth mindset and self-beliefs. Allow your goals and visions to be upgraded constantly as you hit new milestone resistances. Squashing each new level of previous self-imposed limitation adds that much more metaphoric muscle to your prosperity prowess. Soon what was impossible scarcity will feel like total abundance. And from there, you will gain the self-mastery to keep leveling up indefinitely towards unimaginable new heights of flourishing. As your thinking transcends limits, be sure to pair that with consistent, optimized actions as well. Far too many people get stuck endlessly learning and philosophizing in their heads without doing the brass tacks work of putting revenue-generating behaviors into consistent practice. Intelligence and book smarts are great, but financially comfortable people apply those smarts through specific wealth-building vehicles and cash flow sources. That could mean productizing your skills into a freelance or consulting hustle investing in assets that pay dividends, building a personal brand and funnel for automated income streams, and more. There are more unique income-producing opportunities today than ever before in human history. So get clear on the various wealth-creating activities and assets you can start stacking right now to actualize that vision of prosperity. You're installing in your mindset. Start small if needed by investing just 20 minutes per day on a lucrative side project. Dedicate yourself to constant learning and rapid iteration around what's achieving the best ROI for your time and efforts. Consistently consume and apply the proven tactics of successful entrepreneurs and investors to keep sharpening your practical wealth building skills. Be sure to align this outward action with deepening inner work on yourself as well. After all, your level of prosperity consciousness will ultimately create an outer mirror reflecting whatever's going on in your inner world. Consistently audit your bodily health, the energetic vibrations, emotional intelligence, and other intangible assets that form the true bedrock of sustainable wealth and fulfillment. Think of the abundance gurus you admire who just seem to exude wealth from their pores. Often they will share that their real breakthrough came from deep inner healing and growth around fears, self-sabotage, toxic patterns, and more. Once they conquered the civil wars raging in their inner world, their outer world couldn't help but bloom in a reflection of their new, elevated state. Apply the same principle to your own path, perhaps starting with forgiveness work around any grievances or traumas keeping you shackled in resentments and lack consciousness. Get therapy if needed to clear out old emotional baggage you've been lugging around. Prioritize meditation, journaling, and other mindfulness practices to instill bulletproof self-belief and zap any deficiencies or wobbles in your mental game. Because at the end of the day, the level of abundance we attract into our lives is always an inside-out phenomenon. All the practical strategies around productizing your passions and investing as a wealth-building vehicle are essential. But they will remain a constant battle against the flow of the universe. If your inner world remains muddied by fears, limiting beliefs and scarcity mindsets that are metaphorically weighing you down. Harmonize your inner and outer prosperity games into a cohesive whole. As you work in parallel on ascending both your mindset around what's possible for you and the tangible actions expanding abundance into your life, you will start experiencing a sort of cosmic leveraging, where your efforts start multiplying themselves almost spontaneously. Each incremental inner and outer breakthrough will exponentially accelerate the others, sending you rocketing upwards on an unstoppable abundance ascension. Money will flow in more rapidly and easily than ever before, from multiple permutation sources converging like a crystalline stream merging into a mighty river. Old energy barriers and resistance patterns that kept you trapped for years or decades will dissolve away effortlessly. Health issues get cleared up. Relationships heal. Creative ideas and opportunities for massive impact seem to miraculously fall directly into your lap from the heavens. You will look around at your new life of prosperity and awe, remembering how it all started with that pivotal decision and unbending commitment to believing in the truth that you didn't have to stay poor another day. In that profound moment of realization, the entire past journey of struggle will make perfect sense in retrospect. All those storms you weathered, all the limiting beliefs you decimated, all the sweat equity and grind you poured into building your mindset and wealth, all of it was necessary to forge you into the unstoppable force of abundance consciousness you are today. And from that enlightened summit, new vistas and realms of possibilities will come into view. You will embrace that your prosperity journey is truly just beginning. The abundance you have crystallized thus far is simply the launch pad for continually leveling up and upshifting to experience the upper echelons of influence, impact, and material opulence that you never previously thought possible. No more being gaslit by tired old poverty consciousness cliches and indoctrination. You transcended all that to reclaim the infinite prosperous being you were born to be. And with that level of conscious mastery, you will feel excitement, not fear, around what future up-leveling adventures await you next. That's the true miracle and beauty of this prosperity revolution. It's so much bigger than just money or material abundance, though those definitely shouldn't be underappreciated. More profoundly, committing yourself to this journey is about reclaiming the fullest divine embodiment of your essential nature as an eternally abundant, creative, powerful force of consciousness. stripping away those final veils of illusion around lack and limitation. So you can forever after live from your highest truth of being an infinitely resourced cosmic generator, blessed with the capacities to call any form of abundance into your experience through dedicated mental cultivation and aligned inspired action. From there, your potential impacts and legacy become truly unlimited, liberating not just yourself, but rippling outward to elevate the prosperity consciousness of all who come into your gravitational field. Sharing the principles and light codes for others to replicate your transformation and collectively accelerate humanity's upward spiritual evolution. Choosing this path of no longer accepting poverty in your reality and experience. That's the bravest, most heroic undertaking any human can pursue. So gear up for the challenge, my prosperous warriors. Let this conversation be the spark that lights an inextinguishable fire, catalyzing your own personal prosperity revolution from this day forward. The path to prosperity is a heroic journey that calls for you to summon depths of courage, resilience, and perseverance that you never knew you had. It demands declaring a firm boundary that you will no longer accept lack and limitation dictating your reality. From this day forward, let abundance be your natural state of being. I will not lie to you. This quest will try you in ways you can't even yet fathom. You will be stretched far beyond what feels comfortable. Your depths will be plunged into searing fires of struggle that could easily incinerate someone without your blazing conviction. Poverty and scarcity will taunt you, trying to lure you back into its disempowered trance with every insurmountable obstacle it throws onto your path. Expect the forces of your old limiting beliefs and self-sabotaging patterns to throw their final Hail Mary punches in attempts to keep you shackled down. Let it come. Revel in each new battle as proof that you're a threat to the matrix of lack that's kept you downtrodden until this point. Stand as an imperturbable anchor of calm assuredness amid those storms, grounded in your certainty that this prosperous new reality is your destiny. Because it is. You were born for abundance and to uplift all of humanity through your journey, out of the poverty consciousness caching. Every adversity you overcome is chiseling you into an immortal embodiment of the truth that no force of scarcity can contain a human who defies its illusion by aligning with their divine cosmic inheritance of limitless abundance. So burn that poverty mindset to ashes. Cinderize any limiting self-concepts placing lids on your infinite prosperity potential. Transmute all fears and resistance into an unstoppable power source fueling your heroic rise. Allow each win along the path, no matter how small, to be brandished upon your consciousness like a battle scar of honor, validating your worthiness to claim the abundant reality that is your birthright. And let each setback be the resistance training, making your prosperity vision that much sharper, your wealth-attracting capacities exponentially stronger, your abundance mastery lighter, years beyond what was previously imagined possible. For you were born for cosmic frontiers, undreamt of by most human minds. You were encoded for grander missions of spiritual uplifting and conscious evolution that will reverberate far beyond your own lifetime. Wealth and abundance at scales incomprehensible to you today are already germinating in potential within you, patiently awaiting your decision to embark upon this path of no longer accepting lack as permissible in your reality. So go ahead and stoke that sacred fire. My prosperous warriors, let this moment be the line of demarcation you look back on as the start of your personal prosperity revolution. A fiery phoenix-like rebirth into your final cosmic embodiment as a limitless generator and conduit for abundance in all its multiversal expressions. Let the empires you built and impact you spark be etched across the cosmos, inspiring generations upon generations yet to come with proof of what's truly possible when a human being chooses to reclaim their divine abundance codes. The heroic path ahead will not be easy, but it will be more rewarding, fulfilling, and transformative than you can possibly imagine today. So get started. The abundant life you were destined for awaits your step forward into its profound field of infinite possibilities. I will see you out there, prospering in uplifting consciousness at a level few dare to dream.